Hey everyone, Sherman here, and welcome back to our next episode of AEW. This is Tuesday Night Dynamite, and this is our first episode since our All-In pay-per-view. We've got a cracker set up for you tonight, starting off with tag team action. Right, here we go then, tag team action and take two for me because, something went horribly wrong the first time around. I'm not quite sure what the hell happened really, but for some reason Dash Wilder and Chuck Taylor got stuck. They just went in for a grapple and then just completely went still, and neither of them moved again for about 2 minutes. And then the match was won eventually, so yeah, it wasn't good, but we are underway once again, hopefully this time a bit smoother. Right, so triple threat tag team action. Now the point of this one is that the winner of this will take on the winner of another triple threat tag team match next episode. Those two winning teams will go on to have a number one contendership match for the chance to face off against the Young Bucks at our next AEW pay-per-view, which of course will be Double or Nothing. So yeah, some good action here. We have got, of course, a Revival who made their debut as part of All-In yesterday. We have got, was it yesterday? It wasn't yesterday, a couple of days ago. We have got the team of the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and then of course we have got the more interesting sort of out there team, a boy and his Dinosaur. Not sure if this team will happen. I imagine it will. Not sure what the name of this team will be, but yeah, boy and his Dinosaur was It's just a name I've seen touted around the internet a few times over the last few weeks, and I kind of liked it, and it kind of stuck, and it was the only thing I could think of, so that's what we're going with. If you can think of any better names for the team of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, please do let me know, but I'm quite happy with that at the moment for now. Right, so good action here. We've got another two big matches for you after this one. We will have a Fatal 4-Way Hardcore Elimination match coming up next. Darby, Allin, John Moxley, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc. And then our main event will be Christopher Daniels taking on Christopher Jericho in the Battle of the Christophers. That's the way I'm selling it, so yeah, deal with it. Right, how you all been? Did you enjoy All In? I enjoyed All In, I must admit. I mean, it was a bit manic for me last week. I had people visiting all weekend, so I had to do all my videos. They came up on Friday and left Monday, so I had to do all my videos for the weekend and Monday, between Monday and Thursday the week before, so I had a full like 10, 12 videos to record just for this, and then I had the other little bits and bobs that nobody watches that I do as well. Yeah, so it was a lot of effort, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm really enjoying this new universe. I'm glad you guys are as well. Views are as high as they've ever been, watch times as high as they've ever been, subscribers is flying up, so yeah, you guys are definitely loving this new universe mode, so we will keep going for as long as you guys are enjoying it. So, I mean, I really am enjoying it, to be honest with you. I mean, I like this sort of thing. It's where I started. It's what I originally did at the very beginning of my YouTube career. I started doing all the different brands and that sort of stuff, but now, obviously, the rosters have changed, and we've added quite a few, and we've learnt a lot over the years. I think shorter shows, but more of them, seems to be the better way forward. I mean, when I first started, I was doing 7-match shows every single day of the week, and that was too much for me, that was a lot. And the game quality wasn't great either. I mean, the game quality is still not 100%, don't get me wrong, but it's better now than it was. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. As it almost seems like Scott Dawson and Luchasaurus are working together there on Chuck Taylor. Luchasaurus changed his allegiance very, very soon, though. Dash Wild now sending Trent Beretta into the corner. Of course, don't forget we do have the Impact pay-per-view this weekend, so we will have Unbreakable on Sunday Also this weekend we're expecting shows from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, from Progress Wrestling, from Shimmer, and from the Retro roster as well. Retro-wise is mainly because I was supposed to upload it last weekend, just gone, but I recorded it and I just wasn't happy, so I've deleted it. I'm going to re-record it because the match quality just wasn't good enough. And I know I always like to say I won't re-record anything unless it's a glitch, but in regard to that, it just wasn't good enough, in my opinion. I mean, it's not a major issue anyway, is it? But as Luchasaurus grabbing Chuck Taylor in for a chokeslam. And just a bit of breaking news in this universe mode as well, as we have found out that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy have also been given contracts, open contracts of course, with Lucha Underground. So we'll see those two over at Lucha Underground at some point in the future as well, I would imagine. Jungle Boy, nice punches there on Scott Dawson. Jungle Boy and Dawson, the only two men inside the ring now. Jungle Boy, nice backbreaker. Dropping a leg drop as well. There's the pin. Only a 1 count. Wow. It's going to take more than that to defeat the Revival here. Of course, the Revival made their debuts, as I said, at the All-In pay-per-view a couple of days ago. They were added to the Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers match for the AEW Tag Team Championships, which, of course, the Young Bucks came out victorious in. Jungle Boy now just dumping Scott Dawson to the outside. Now nobody's in the ring. Not the wisest move by Jungle Boy, to be honest with you. Maybe showing his inexperience, but you can only win the match inside the ring, so keeping a grounded opponent in there is probably a very wise idea. Is now Chuck Taylor, as you can see, bringing Dash Wilder into the ring. Wilder fighting free. Chuck fighting free. Chuck sending Wilder into the corner. Wilder catches him with the elbow. Went for a knee. Taylor avoided it, and Wilder gets caught by Taylor once again. Big chop. Step up into Guri as Jungle Boy is back in the ring now as well with Scott Dawson. Jungle Boy now stalking Dawson. Jungle Boy taking Dawson up into a jackknife powerbomb. Wow. That was sort of out of nowhere. There's the pin. But of course Chucky T is there to break it up. Chucky T now with a boot right in the gut of Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy just clotheslines Chucky T. Dash Wilder now taking Jungle Boy up onto his shoulders into that gory special. Drops him face first. Chuck Taylor though crawls on top, and Dash Wilder's there straight away to break it up. And the Revival's in a good position here. They've got control of the ring as... Oh, a pile driver there by Chuck Taylor as Scott Dawson locking Jungle Boy into the submission, and Chuck Taylor able to save Jungle Boy. And all of a sudden, all 6 men are back inside the ring for the first time in quite some time. Trent just taking Luchasaurus down, who rolls to the outside. Scott Dawson getting caught here. Front chancery by Chuck Taylor. Dawson breaking free. And Jungle Boy just with a drop kick to the back of Scott Dawson. Jungle Boy now drop kicking Chuck Taylor as well. As Trent slowly getting back up to his feet as... Wow, Jungle Boy, don't know what he was going for there, but Chuck caught him with the DDT. Trent with the reverse DDT. It's a good chance here maybe for Best Friends, as there's the awful waffle by Chuck Taylor into the pin on Jungle Boy 1. And Dash Wild was there in time to break it up. Trent was just not good enough there, protected his tag team partner's pin. Luchasaurus now. Choke slam on Trent Barretta. There's the pin. But the Revival are there to break it up straight away as well. And the action is starting to get to that point now where anybody can win at any part of time. It's just about getting the opportunity to get the pin. Chuck Taylor rolls to the outside. Jungle Boy stiff right hand on Scott Dawson and a drop kick to the back. DDT there by Trent on Dash Wilder. Jungle Boy now just stomping on the chest of Dash Wilder. Trent with the drop kick to the back of the head of Jungle Boy. And a backbreaker by Luchasaurus as well on Scott Dawson. Luchasaurus bringing Dawson back up to his feet, up onto the shoulders, into the air raid slam. Dash rolls to the outside. And Luchasaurus snaps suplex on Trent. This is Luchasaurus' chance if he can get the pin here on Trent. He's just been hit with that big gutbuster. Luchasaurus now front chancery on Dash. The only two people on their feet now. Luchasaurus now stalking Dash. Looking for a flatliner, but Trent is having none of it. He just clotheslines Dash right across the spine. Chuck strong right hand on Luchasaurus. Up he goes into the awful waffle. Trent with a crunchy, and this has got to be the big chance. And it is. Best Friends get the victory. Wow. Jungle Boy and Scott Dawson came in, but just not quick enough. And Best Friends get the win. And Best Friends move on to the #1 contendership match then in a couple of weeks' time. But who will they face? We'll find out next time. On your next installment of AEW's Tuesday Night Dynamite. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It's a good match. I enjoyed that, actually. Very action-packed, proper tag team action. That's exactly what AEW is looking for. And we brought it here. So, Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent. I get confused. He seems to be called Trent Beretta again, which I'm not sure he's allowed to be because of... Unless the patent on his name is run out, but... Either way, there we go. Best Friends move on. And here we go then, Fatal 4-Way, Elimination, Hardcore, Falls Count Anywhere, all the good stuff. We've got the four hardcoreiest, is that a real word? The four hardcoreiest men on this roster all together. And it's going to be a tricky one. I mean, you would, I'll say hope. Hope's not the right word really, is it? But you would assume probably that... Moxley would be the favourite for this one. However, the other three men are very, very qualified. I mean, Jimmy Havoc is former world champion in quite a few top companies around the world. Joey Janela is a great up-and-comer, as is Darby Allin as well. Future world champions, really. And what this thing does give us as well, this match, is it gives us an insight into a potential pay-per-view in a couple of weeks' time. And that, of course, is going to be Combat Zone Wrestling's Tournament of Death, where all four of these men will be involved alongside some very interesting deathmatch wrestlers over in Combat Zone Wrestling. People like Nick Gage and Matt Tremont and so forth. So that should be pretty cool to see. Remember, this is Extreme Rules, though, so weapons are allowed. However, nobody's really gone for one as of yet, which is a bit of a shame. Darby Allin just catching Jimmy Havoc's side of the face, now dumping Havoc over the top, but Havoc fighting back as Moxley going after Janela. Of course, these two had a great match at Fyter Fest, which I really enjoyed, as Darby Allin stalking the grounded Jimmy Havoc, and something that Darby Allin definitely would do. He just broke his coccyx like, but he did it. He got involved. Janela now dropping a knee across the chest of Moxley. A big boot in the back there by Darby Allin on Jimmy Havoc, as there was a pin by Moxley on there for a 1 count. Sorry, pin by Janela on Moxley, should I say, on there for a 1 count. Janela now catching Moxley with a chop, but Moxley with a couple of jabs, as, remember what I said, it is Falls Count Anywhere. As Janela now, sidewinder on John Moxley. I thought he was going for the package power driver, actually, but going to be a tricky day here for the referee. Janela, nice double foot stomp on Moxley as Havoc sending Darby Allin back into the ring as well. Darby Allin, nice bicycle kick. The bicycle kick. Right on Jimmy Havoc. Janela with a stamp on the arm now. Janela stalking. If Janela pins Moxley, that's going to be a massive boost for his career here. Janela, oh, Darby Allin stopping Janela into that flipping powerbomb, the sunset bomb. Darby Allin now bringing him back up to his feet, and then just a boot in the side of the head, and Allin, well, Moxley just asked for it, and Allin just gave him exactly what he asked for, just a punch in the side of the face. Moxley now running bulldog on Darby Allin. Oh, Moxley dropping Allin neck first across the top rope, and Havoc's just brought a sledgehammer in the ring, but Janela caught him. As Moxley now just flattening Darby Allin, and nice running clothesline. Wasn't in the corner light, but still seemed to work either way. Well, Moxley just tried to catch Janela off guard, and Janela just saw it coming and caught Moxley with the right hand. And now Jimmy Havoc comes bursting out of the corner, looking for the crunchy / deadeye, however you want to look at it, on Janela. Now Havoc stalking Janela once again as he gets back up to his feet. Into that torture rack, inverted DVD, Death Valley driver. There's the pin by Jimmy Havoc. 1, 2, 3, and there's the elimination of Joey Janela. Neckbreaker there by Darby Allin on Jon Moxley from behind as well. Now Darby Allin, they're working over Jimmy Havoc. Both these guys know that a pin over Moxley would be a big boost for their careers here. Of course, Moxley had a fantastic match at All In against Kenny Omega, which of course Omega came out on top of, meaning Omega will get the match against Hangman Page at Double or Nothing for the AEW Championship. Darby Allin dropping into the pin on Jon Moxley. Only a 2 count. Like I said, a big pin here for Jon Moxley by either of these two men would be a big boost to their careers here in AEW. Darby Allin just raining down the rights and the lefts. Absolute brutality from Darby Allin. But there's the inverted Death Valley driver once again by Jimmy Havoc, this time on Darby Allin. And he goes to the pin and he gets the 3. That's 2 eliminations here by Havoc. He was having a fantastic match here, actually, isn't he? I'm very impressed so far. Very, very impressed. Havoc in firm control. And Havoc now taking up Moxley and dropping him in that crunchy. Jimmy Havoc in firm control of this match. As Moxley slowly getting back up to his feet. Nice Russian leg sweep by Moxley. And now finally the sledgehammer comes into use. It's Jon Moxley using that sledgehammer right into the chest of Jimmy Havoc. And now Moxley has a chance to hit that Dirty Deeds. But no. Wow, Havoc able to flip his way free from that Dirty Deeds. Nice Russian leg sweep there by Moxley. Now just stalking the grounded Jimmy Havoc. Moxley dropping a boot right in the chest. Moxley now heading up to the top. What was Moxley planning here? Big diving elbow to the heart of Jimmy Havoc. There's the pin. Only a 2 count. Moxley in control of this match at this point in time. But Havoc fighting back with that right hand. Moxley though catching Havoc, big knee in the face. Moxley now in control once again. Havoc catches him with a big uppercut. Onto the shoulders, looking for that Death Valley driver once again, but Moxley able to break free, but Havoc rolls him up on the cheeky. Oh, almost nicking it. Both guys back up to their feet. Moxley slides out the back. And catches Havoc into the dirty deeds out of nowhere. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And Jon Moxley does pick up the victory in what was a very hard-fought match. But Jimmy Havoc is definitely impressed here. Definitely impressed. I'm very impressed with him. Getting 2 big eliminations. All 4 guys actually looked very good today. I'm very impressed by all 4. And that's exactly what AEW has been doing over and over again. Right, I'm enjoying this show tonight. It's actually a pretty good one. I mean, it's a little bit longer, especially longer than yesterday's show. Yesterday's show was very, very short, wasn't it? Thanks to Mr. Samoa Joe, but either way. Right, Moxley, big win for him. And here we go then. It is the main event of the evening. Chris Jericho versus Chris Daniels. The Battle of the Chris's. Should be a very interesting match, this one. Of course, Jericho... was he Allin? I don't think we gave Jericho a match at Allin, did we? Oh, of course we did. He bloody faced against Hangman Page for the AEW Championship. Unfortunately for him, he was on the wrong side of that match. Hangman Page, of course, becoming our first AEW Champion. Jericho, I'm sure we'll get an opportunity later on to get another go at the belt. Of course, we already know that Kenny Omega is the #1 contender, and it will be Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page at Double or Nothing for the AEW Championship already. We also know that Christopher Daniels will be fighting this Sunday for the Impact Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match against AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. So we've got some great action coming up for you in the near future. Chris Jericho, of course, will also be defending his Intercontinental Championship at New Japan's Dominion in 3 weeks' time as well. Or 2 weeks, or 2.5, 3 weeks' time, something like that anyway. Just tons of stuff going on. As Jericho now just clotheslines Chris Daniels to the outside. Jericho bringing Daniels back up. Daniels sidestepping the drop kick and a nice soul butt right in the gut before hitting the step of Insiguri on Chris Jericho as well. Daniels bringing Jericho back up to his feet, now thrown back into the ring, should I say. Daniels in firm control here of Chris Jericho, and this will be a massive win. This will be a huge win that would afford Daniels a huge amount of momentum moving forward into that championship match this weekend. Like I said, at Impact Wrestling's Unbreakable. I think he would definitely be the underdog when he gets in the ring with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, but hey-ho. Jericho back up on his feet, but Daniels just hoists him up onto his shoulders. Dropping him neck first across that top rope. Jericho just bouncing back into the ring as now Daniels drops into the pin, only for a 1 count. Daniels back up on his feet, bringing Jericho up as well. Sends Jericho face first into the turnbuckle. Clothesline to the back of the head by Daniels. Now Daniels stalking Jericho with a back rake. Jericho sending Daniels into the corner, running clothesline, followed up by the running bulldog. Jericho's now stalking Daniels. Boot right in the face, and Jericho's now taken firm control of this one. There's the boot in the gut before Jericho now taking Daniels up into a powerbomb position. And Daniels breaking free. I don't know what Jericho was going for there. He just sort of stopped for some reason. I thought we had another crash like we had in the opening match where they just got stuck in a grapple. Was the Jericho now rolling Christopher Daniels up into the walls of Jericho? Daniels got to think about this. He doesn't want to lose this match. He doesn't want to lose momentum. But at the same time, he does not want to take an injury into Sunday. But he is able to break free from the walls of Jericho. Jericho's back up at his feet, running forearm, just flattening Christopher Daniels. And Jericho just taking a few seconds to catch his breath. Jericho now stalking Christopher Daniels. And Chris Jericho at the code breaker. And that could be all she wrote here tonight as Jericho into the pin for the 1, the 2, and not the 3. As Christopher Daniels kicking out. Okay. Nice jawbreaker. As Daniels now just dumping Jericho to the outside. Daniels' boot in the gut now taking Jericho. Oh, powerbomb on the apron. Daniels now bringing Jericho back up to his feet once again. Sent back into the ring. Daniels bringing Jericho back up. There's the flatliner into the Koji clutch. Not enough. Jericho sending Daniels into the corner. Daniels in control at this point in time. Jericho just getting pinned down now. As Daniels heading up to the top. Is he looking potentially for that moonsault? 1, 2. Wow, Jericho kicks out as well. It's been a cracking match between these two, you know. Very, very good match. I think I will have to, I've mentioned it a few times, I think I will have to bring back the best match series, I think. So, if you do think any of the matches are good enough to be uploaded as just individual matches you'd want to see again, then please do let me know. I mean, I've got a couple of matches already I think I'm going to go for, but who knows? This one could potentially be the third. Jericho taking Daniels down. Jericho now dragging Daniels along. Into a lion salt. But instead of going for the pin, Jericho goes for the submission, the surfboard. Okay. Daniels in trouble here. But he's able to break free. And out of nowhere, another code breaker. Jericho with a pin. 1, 2. What? It's another kick out. Wow. This is stunning me. This is just how much both these guys are able to take. Russian leg sweep there by Daniels. Bringing Jericho back up to his feet. Went for the single leg enziguri, but Jericho saw it coming. Daniels and Jericho just reversed each other both over and over again. Enziguri once again. Now Jericho heading up to the top. What is he going for? A big diving elbow. 1, 2, and 3. And it is finally enough to get the victory. My word, what a match. And it's Chris Jericho who does come out on top. Whew. That is pretty manic, isn't it, really? What a match. It was a really good match, actually. It's one that I never really thought of doing before, but it's one that I feel like would be a very good match to happen in real life. Very possible one. Both very experienced individuals with a lot to give. Jericho and Daniels really going for it. I mean, there was a lot of action both ways, wasn't there, really? And there we go, then it is Chris Jericho with the victory. Christopher Daniels not able to get that momentum he so desired moving forward into the match this weekend. Of course, it Impact Wrestling, but Chris Jericho does get the win and gets back on winning ways himself. Of course, the NJPW Intercontinental Championship, or IWGP International. Oh, I give up. I've been Sheba Gamer. Thank you much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for some Ring of Honor, and of course, I'll see you next Tuesday for some more AEW. Bye.